YouTube. Well, if you're seeing me now, you probably already know the link that we established and scheduled. For some reason, as soon as we just go on EVMux, everything looked fine here, but I was looking at the YouTube on the other display and it was still the thumbnail. I'm like, uh-oh. And yeah, so I had to relaunch. And when that happens, it goes to a new link. And so we got to get everybody from the old link over here to the new link. And that is always a lot of fun. But anyway, tonight, Space 1999, we're going to be doing the episode called Collision Course, where there's a real clash of concepts, or shall we say the age-old conflict between logic and reason and faith. And so we'll be talking about that tonight, although in this case, it's not so much in a religious sense. It's more so in, do you have faith in someone's word, even when they went through a radiation cloud? So we'll see. We'll see about that tonight. So let me bring some folks out here if I can. And always, as you know, I got to look for the right videos. If I don't play the right ones, it just looks weird. Here we go. Please welcome everyone's favorite Minbari. Hello, Liza. How you doing? It says offline. But I see you below the stage talking there. Hold on. Liza? I don't know why it says offline and I see your little audio thing fluctuating, but I don't hear you. I hear you coming through the door, but no, your audio is not coming through on stream. This is a great night. We're having, I think maybe leave the studio and come back. That's the only thing I can think of, unless it's yeah. Oh, I don't even hear in the studio here. Okay, well, okay. Yeah, I would say leave the studio and come back. Well, on mine, on her little icon, it actually had the text there offline. Um, yeah. Wow. Some of us hear, some of us don't. Oh, yes. It's a fantabulous evening. So anyway, let's welcome another one of the panel. Good evening, Mike. Let's see if we hear you.
I'm offline.
Well, I hear you. That's good. That's a start.
Yay.
Yes.
My voice can be heard.
So has everyone made it now? We have Flav, we have Scott, our chief mod. Man, what else? Anybody else here this evening? I saw Adam Gray earlier. I think I saw him in the new one.
Man, Adam Gray.
Yeah.
What's up, Adam?
All right. Yes. And we are going to bring on the next guest because once again, he's talking and doesn't realize until I introduce him, he won't be heard. But anyway, why keep dragging it out? Let us introduce somebody who's a pretty good shot. Colin, the archer known as Colin.
Oh, I
Hello, you
wish I
can
was.
speak now.
Oh, I wish I was that good a shot.
Well, it's a pretty big target, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can do 2 hours at once, but I could probably hit a heffalump from if it wasn't riding on its back.
Let's see if Liza sounds now.
Hello.
I hear
Hello.
you now,
Oh,
Liza.
good. Yay.
Yay.
Oh,
All right, so here we are. We are four at this point. And it's a pleasure to have you folks here. Mike, Colin, Liza. I get a little bit rattled when things like this go wrong, but
YouTube has been effing up all day. I will just put that out there.
yeah, I'm looking at I went to my channel.
Wait,
Hold on. I do hear you,
where's Istophobos?
Istophobos. I do hear you. And yes, I'm going to introduce you. I just got sidetracked there because I'm looking at the channel trying to make sure, that because it's showing 2 live streams going on right now. So I better delete the one. So anyway, Istophobos is here. And of course, oh boy, I'm going to play the wrong one if I just click that. I am bad at this. I think it's time to retire. At least from streaming. I can do other things in life pretty well, but no, I
Flav,
don't
you
see
pay for YouTube Premium. Poor
Istophobos
guy.
isn't here. Istophobos' video, I don't see it here.
Probably did what I did. Forgot to unsubscribe.
Yep.
I remember the next time.
One rabbit stew coming right up. Look. Jesus Christ! I warned you.
Here he is. Istophobos is here, folks.
Hola, everybody. I was a little confused because my thing on the back end was looking different than everybody else's, and I wasn't even sure you could see me at that point.
Well, you were here, and the whole thing is I'm just out of sorts right now. So it's a good thing. I think we should get on to Space 1999. How about you folks, tell me what you think about the episode. We could start maybe with Colin or Ista, and I'll try to delete the second stream, like the one that didn't work, so that people don't get confused.
Well,
You're on.
Go on,
It's interesting. You talked about collision course as a conflict between science and spirituality. It's also a conflict between production order and broadcast order, because this thing was the 13th episode to be produced, and a lot of the subtle character interactions represent character growth and relationships that culminated in the first 12 episodes. So there's a lot of things that Dragon's Domain had that same problem, because that was like the second to last episode ever filmed, but it was broadcast way up early in the order. I think it was the second episode broadcast in the US. So those little subtle things you pick up on, like, oh, those two look friendly. Are they dating? You don't really get to see the relationships develop over the course of time when they air them in improper order. And I don't think IMDb has the production order or the DVD order listed. They are listing the broadcast order for the US. Closest I can figure out.
Wow. Well, Colin, I guess that was something that I was thinking about, because, yeah, it seemed like Russell and Koenig had a more developed relationship then, but it also happened in the first episode where he says to her, "I didn't know you cared," at one point, and it's like, wait a minute, do they know each other?
Yeah, with the galoshes. Yeah, I noticed that. He's like, "Oh, don't go out there. You're gonna get radiation poisoning." And he's like, "Don't worry, I'll be wearing my galoshes." I'm like, that's so disrespectful. Well,
Yeah.
even if they were something later on, it's like, I don't think I like this character. I don't think I like any other characters, but we'll get there. Lawrence.
Well, let's
See his
give Colin
face.
a word here because
Good.
It's been a while since I saw this one. Actually, I was going to rewatch it, but I got to start doing something else. Yeah, I mean, I think you can tell an author, as you said, where relationships change as well. I said, I must admit, that's the thing I said to you in the green room earlier. When you just sent me the email for this one, I was thinking, Queen. I don't know, is that one with John Koenig? No, that's Mission of the Darians, which is later on in the show. So I slightly confused. I checked it up on IMDb which one it was in the first place. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's just that. I mean,
no,
it is an interesting. It's just that it's a question of, do you believe, and also a question of, okay, well, but it's going to happen. I think to a degree, it's also a little bit of but what is reality, and how much of this, how much of it is just people not telling, we're trying to assure you something's not going to happen, but there's not giving you any reason to believe it.
Yeah.
There's some interesting concepts there.
Yeah, and I guess we should get to them. I've just saved this and I deleted the other stream. So hopefully folks that come to the channel will find the right link now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we
Yeah.
lost some people there because
We lost a lot of people. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 32 people
Yeah.
at in the other stream there.
But it's definitely wasn't on our side. It was definitely YouTube.
Yes, Liza's stream earlier today, she
I
tried
could
to
not
start
schedule
it and
my
it wasn't
stream.
working it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it wasn't working. And then she eventually had to force it with OBS. And there's still 2 streams showing.
Oh,
Have you got the? Did you put the link for this one in the other stream?
Yes, it's the
Okay.
Phobos did.
Oh, okay.
But now that stream
Fine.
is gone anyway because
Oh.
I want anyone that's coming here to find the one that's actually happening.
Oh, right, got you. Yeah.
But it does show 2 on my channel. I mean, man, what a real. Okay, no more complaints. Let's get on with our show tonight. The show must go on.
yeah.
All right. So anyway, folks, here we go. Mike Gorley is with us this evening, and I was sorry for being rude there. I didn't give you a chance to say anything, Mike.
I said it in the comments. I watched this about a month ago. I said, I hope the slides jog my memory because I seem to be suffering from CRS syndrome at the moment.
CRS.
Can't remember shit.
Okay.
As opposed to the French counter.
I tell you what, man, my short-term memory is just not what it used to be. So I'm hoping
yes.
this slides jog my memory and maybe I'll have a little more to say as we go.
Well, this episode does have Arra, Queen of Etheria in it. And at first, after episode 1, when I went through episode 2, I was kind of like going downhill on episode 2, and then this one kind of lifted it up again. Although
that's how many episodes I've watched, 3.
Yeah.
This also has the first appearance of the Rescue Eagle, but even though it was the second appearance as far as production goes.
So you said this was like the 15th one shot, huh?
It was the 13th production episode.
13th. Okay.
And as far as I can tell, the UK and the US broadcast order weren't the same either. So,
oh boy,
lots of different experiences all the way around. An interesting bit of trivia on this one is Margaret Leighton. She was terminally ill with multiple sclerosis when this episode was filmed.
Wow.
When she looks like she's on a throne, she's actually being filmed in a wheelchair. And she said, she told director Ray Austin, who directed Landau as a stunt coordinator in North by Northwest, she told him, you better get the shot because I'm not going to last long.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I remember when she first came onto the episode, her hands were shaking as she was lifting the veil off of her face. And I'm like, wow, that's powerful acting. But oh my gosh.
No, and the shots of the rescue eagle were actually directly taken from Earthbound. They weren't a separate effect shot. You know, they back in the old days of sci-fi, you see a lot of reuse of scenes, especially model shots, because they're so expensive to produce.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And I thought I had problems with YouTube. But no, she did. She delivered a great performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we go. Welcome to Moonbase Alpha. But they have something going on. The episode starts with some action. And what we're seeing there, the Eagles delivering payload. It's basically, we'll find out in a bit, it's nuclear explosive. So at least that's how they referred to them, right? You know,
Yeah, they're
nuclear explosives, like just bombs that sit there and then eventually go off. But they're trying to destroy an asteroid that is on a collision course with them. And that's how it starts, with some action. And this is our buddy. Oh, wait a minute. No, this isn't Alan.
no. This is a red shirt guy.
Red shirt guy. Oh yeah, that's right. This is all right. Now we're going to get to Alan in a minute, but basically these are other Eagles people that are, delivering their payloads. And it actually was a pretty interesting shot. I mean, it's done with models and everything, but it looked pretty good. And dropping the payloads off and releasing them, and there you go. That's your explosive that's going to destroy the asteroid. But there's a number of Eagles delivering them, and we get into our discussion here with Victor, who explains to the audience what's going on, basically.
Now, Monsters in Motion. Oh, sorry.
No, I just said N. Koenig.
Monsters in Motion released a special 12-inch diecast set of this episode with several of the nuclear bombs, as well as the Eagle transporter and cargo mode. It was a full metal diecast 12-inch set. It was like, I think it was $299 when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But they released several editions of the Eagles in very high quality metal reproductions. And, they're hard to find now, but I just thought a lot of us do like to collect some of the memorabilia from this stuff. So it was a very cool set.
Wow. Yeah, metal. That's serious. So yeah, I guess by this, that would have introduced the new Eagle, right?
Yeah, the new Eagle, and it had several of those round the nuclear pods.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they had they're about the size of the cockpit. They had a little movable crane that you could pick them up and load them into the cargo bay with it. It was very cool.
Oh wow. That's
Cool.
good. Well, any case, he's explaining, all the different places they need to get to. And there we go. Here's Alan delivering his payload, but he's having a bit of trouble. And that's, I forget his name, but he's there at Moonbase Alpha and kind of like relaying.
Yeah, Kano.
Okay, so Kano's basically mentioning, we have a time window here and we're starting to lose it. So the pressure's on. Because basically there's only so much time you have before you got to blow up that asteroid because it's on its way. There's going to be a collision and you got to blow it up before it gets too close. And, so the timing is what it is. And in this case, Koenig, being the executive, being the commander, has an executive decision to make. And he's deciding, all right, he doesn't want to risk the life of Alan, so he's going to give him more time. It's like, all right, deliver your payload. I think it's like 110 seconds is the absolute maximum. So he's saying, all right, you got to do it now. And basically he's kind of risking the lives, I guess, of the people on the on Moonbase Alpha for, not just sacrificing Carter to be on the safe side. So it's that old philosophical discussion about do you, if you could save more lives, would you sacrifice this person and that sort of thing? So they already start off with a pretty, a heavy decision, shall we say. So, anybody want to chime in? I'm just looking at the chat here. Thanks for making it, Mr. Brown. We had to, we got a new link because it stalled on us and we had to start up the stream again. And then that means a whole new link. So it looks like a lot of folks didn't find us, but we tried. We posted in the other stream the link, but somehow it goes as it goes. So anyway, anybody want to say?
I didn't see this episode. I looked in Tubi. I only watched the first two.
All right.
Going, this doesn't look familiar. So, hey, I think I'm just going to drop out and hang out in the chat because I ain't gonna say.
Oh, Mike.
Right, Mike.
It would be nice to have your impromptu perspective.
My smart ass comments.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll hang out for a little while. I'll probably drop out about 9 o'clock.
All right. Well, we'll see how long we go.
And Scott's laughing at us.
I mean, why would we want to disrupt such a great, successful evening that we're having?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
I guess,
technical difficulties. I'm sitting here. I can't remember shit because I didn't watch shit.
It happens.
Oh God.
Well, at least. Well, I mean,
I looked
at
Tubi because I was going, hey, this doesn't sound familiar.
Well, now you won't have to watch it because.
Don't feel bad. I rewatched Black Hole or Black Sun because he said the third episode, and that was the one.
Oh, I see.
But this episode, Space 1999 released a lot of 2-hour television movies that just edited 2 eps together. So Collision Course and Black Sun were edited together and broadcast as the episode Journey Through the Black Sun.
Oh, wow. It's too much to keep up with. But for me, it was episode 3, but I don't know what order I'm going off of here. It may
IMDb order, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was either third or night when I looked it up earlier on IMDb. I think it was the third one.
It might be the Australian order. I don't know. But anyway, here we have a bit of a broadcast here where Koenig is, I think he's coming through in the monitor. He's telling Alan, you don't have much time. But you see from the control room that he's taking a risk by delaying, to give him the opportunity to do it. But one would think that you probably do need that extra explosive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be delivering it there. But I guess the other option that you could think of is, well, maybe they could remotely detonate the explosive, even though Alan's there and is going to die, but at least you get the asteroid destroyed in time. So it's one of those dilemmas where, all right, you can sacrifice one to save the rest, or you can risk, your time, the time that you have by sacrificing nobody. And that's what Koenig is going with. So, but you could see some of the people are a little bit edgy, but they're not the ones delivering the explosive.
Yeah.
One of the things about this show is that the third episode, the Black Sun, that's where the moon goes through a wormhole to the other side of the universe. And it sort of explains how it's able to encounter all of this stuff, which is, nowhere near Earth when the moon first leaves its orbit. So they did make a nod to sort of try to explain the unique environment the moon's going through when it should just be still in the solar system, right? So it passes through a wormhole, essentially.
Although
but you don't get that here.
In episode 1, they did have Meta, that planet Meta that was sending the signals. So that was already just a little bit like,
Yeah, and we'll never hear from them again.
They passed
Really?
through
Go ahead, Colin.
happens to have almost every planet happens to be populated by humans. Some in weird makeup, but basically humans.
Well, most. Oh, okay. So they didn't do enough forehead bumps, I guess, in order to make them. They didn't give them the Malari crests and everything.
Well, in Star Trek, they explain why everybody is a humanoid.
Yeah.
They did have
Panspermia
actual
or something like that.
Yes.
Actually, in universe explanation in Next Gen, which I thought was actually quite a good. Don't know how logical it was. It was actually quite a good attempt at an explanation.
Yeah, and a good example of a hour-long episode that really should have been a two-parter, man. That one was so rushed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, we're back here where things are being rushed as well. Now you see Paul over there. Paul's the one that's really, I mean, Victor in the middle, he's the one that has like a balanced disposition. He's kind of like, all right, you're taking a risk, but I understand why. This is, but on the other side, Paul, already you're getting this sense of conflict there where he's almost like, this utilitarian concept of like, no, we got to sacrifice him. Well, he doesn't say it outright, but you get the impression that's like
Paul's in a rush because in a couple of hours' time he's got to be on set for 1970s porn movie.
Oh,
with a porn stash.
Yeah, he's in a hurry there to get to his night gig. All right, so
got to find that low supply of mustache wax on Moonbase Alpha, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we get some good close-ups on that mustache coming up. But anyway, here we are. Here's Alan's delivery, and you could actually see that there's a bit of trouble because he's trying to drop it and lift off. It's just not working. And then he decides, okay, we're going to try and fix this. I mean, they're really worried there because it's like, oh no. It's like, not only is he late, now he's having trouble dropping off the payload. And there you see the asteroids getting close to the moon. By the way, folks, they're flying on the moon. All right. And I didn't want to sing Fly Me to the Moon because I can't say Fly Me to the Moon. They're on it already.
Well, yeah.
Lawrence, just so you know.
Scott, I'm glad I'm not the only one who keeps hearing Homer saying nuclear in my head.
Yes, Liza.
Scott says that you need to activate membership so you have custom emojis.
All righty. Well, that's something that I think, it's on my horizon. I was going to do memberships a while ago, but then I decided, I want to be able to offer something to people that's new and different, but you know what? Maybe I should have memberships there. So just a one tier to start that's saying, okay, this is the emoji tier. And I can
I make all the Inga emojis?
Yes, you can. You can make all the emojis if you want, to be honest with you.
Yay! All right. I'm ready.
Because also we have much of this channel is really the tutorials and so forth. And there, if I'm going to have tiers of memberships, I want to be able to offer something. So I want to make sure I can commit to it. Because before you offer things, where people are supporting you financially, I want to make sure that, all right, I'm going to be able to, if it's like an extra video each month, just for members, I need to make sure I can commit to that before I offer it. And I don't want to be somebody that comes up with an offer and then it's like, oh no, I can't do this,
Well, it could start with something cheap for just custom emojis. Look, Flav is shaking his finger at you. How dare you not open up membership?
Yeah, well, let's do the emoji thing then. We'll do that. But yeah, if you can help me out, that'll be a lot. I've never made an emoji really.
I shall make them, and they shall be beautiful.
They shall all be Minbari. The problem is it's all going to be Minbari emojis. That speaks Minbari.
I mean, it's hard. being a part of the Great Council, being between a candle and the star, we know best. And it's hard to explain that to other people, So we're going to end up with a lot of cats with with Mimbari, kind of bones.
Bones,
And we'll have a Lando cat, and it'll be fun. Different expressions. We'll have
Why-
a weird We'll have a veer emoji for sure. Weird with exclamations. It's gonna happen.
Eliza's really going all in on Babylon 5, isn't she, man?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's when you get into it, it's hard to watch anything else. To be honest with you.
Hold on. I need to turn on my ceiling fan here. It's getting a little hot.
Yes, it's cold outside, so we haven't snapped on the AC, but then it gets really hot in here.
Yes.
Should
So
open the window.
The question though is it if it's cold outside, is there any kind of atmosphere?
I hope there is.
No, but nope. Nobody understands the Red Dwarf reference. Great.
No, but when you have
Cold
several,
outside, no kind of atmosphere.
See, you
something,
do get it.
Something, more or less.
More or less.
And then something about starfish, something
Yeah.
nipping at your toes.
Make it so.
on the bright side, I never have to run the heat in my office in the wintertime because all the computers running are essentially
Heaters.
portable space heaters too.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that's better. Now
We'll have some
anyway,
Star Trek. We'll have some Star Trek emoji, cat emojis too, Flav. No worries. So
yes, Alan Carter is there. He's trying to jimmy it. Basically, the what would you call that? The grapple that's carrying the bomb needs to release, and he's trying to jimmy it, and then it kind of does that. So he must be making progress.
That cockpit looks twice the size that it did last week. I mean, what is going on there?
Well, they were in a different production order. This was after they got to the planet of inflation. So anyway, he's trying again, but just to build up the suspense, he's having trouble lifting it now still. And it's like, oh no. And then there's, I guess, something else he can try. They're really getting stressed now,
You'd think that in something like that they'd have a mechanism whereby, okay, worst case scenario, blow the cable at the top or something, just snap the cable at the top so the cable falls down and stays attached or whatever it's attached to, because at least that way the eagle can get away.
Yeah, just kind of like in that, what was that? Oh man, I covered that. What was it? Dark Star. Remember Dark Star? The
Yeah.
Oh
I think
yes,
so.
that was
yes. That would have saved a lot of trouble there too.
Yeah.
Got to release that bomb. At least so you don't have to get into a conversation with it. So anyway, Alan, fortunately, he has a dumb bomb, not a smart bomb, and so he doesn't have to talk to it. But anyway, it's pressure building up, but it does that nicely, and then it kind of sets you up for later, because this is somewhere where, you can see that some of the staff may have some questions of Koenig. They may be like questioning it. It's like, I don't know. We understand what you're doing, but we got to blow that thing now. So anyway, Alan's leaving, though he was successful, and he's hurrying up, but they're still worried because it's like they just about ran out of time, or it looks like they may have run out of time. They won't know until it blows up, and then we're going to go do it. And they lower the radiation shields and they blow it up, and I believe so. Oh, that's coming up right there. There we go. Boom. And it does successfully get blown up, but you see the radiation depicted by the big yellow glow does reach the moon's surface where they are at in Moonbase Alpha. and it seems to blanket them pretty thoroughly with its glowiness. Yes. Hello, swappers.
Commander Sinclair.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, yes. Commander Sinclair has joined us. Very nice. And there we go. We're at the opening titles. Now, I did not do slides of the titles this time. Just to remind me that this is where the episode actually starts. All that was intro. And some things that would be good to know. The name of the episode is Collision Course.
Da, da, da.
And there's a special guest. That is Margaret Leighton. I would assume this is probably the last work she did.
Yeah, very much so.
What is some of her legacy? Because I've seen some pictures of her. I mean, she was working in the black and white days and everything. And
I recognize her from other things, but I can't
Yeah.
place it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she started like in the 40s. She was Bonnie Prince Charlie, under Capricorn, The Astonished Heart, Holly and the Ivy. This isn't exhaustive. The Sound and the Fury in 1959, The Waltz of the Toreadors in 62. Like
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I don't think she was ever in any. She also did a lot of television roles, in the dozens and dozens. But like I think, maybe Trial by Combat was a movie that was filmed after this, so it was released after her death in 1976. So. And she did a horror movie, From Beyond the Grave in 1974, where she played Madame Orloff.
Okay. Well, Waltz of the Toreadors sounds interesting. I'm familiar with March of the Toreadors. I'd kind of like to see them waltzing. That'd be nice.
That was a 1962 film directed by John Guillermin, starring Peter Sellers and Danny Robin. It's based on the play with location change from France to England, nominated for a BAFTA. It's basically at the end of a military career, General Leo Fitzjohn retires to his Sussex manor where he will write his memoirs. Unfortunately, his private life is a disaster. As a confirmed womanizer, he's infuriated his wife, who is now a shrewish hypochondriac. I guess it's a fairly funny comedy. So,
Well, Mr. Phobos, quick on the draw.
With Peter Sellers playing a role much of how he was in real life at the time.
Yeah, Peter Sellers, though, he had a pretty broad range of what he could do, though.
Yeah, but he was a horrible person in real life.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that might be what they'll say about me later. But anyway, what are we doing here? Now, here, it's Moonbase Alpha, but in the credits, they called it Moon City. Moon City costume designed by Rudy
Gernreich.
And of course, here you go. There's the Moon City costumes.
This is AI.
Is this your AI stuff?
Yeah, this is definitely AI.
Every week I forget you do this, and it's like a brand new practical joke every week.
Is that the Bee Gees on the right?
They bred.
They all look like
Bee Gees are like rabbits.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, surely the main purpose to have a Moonbase Alpha is staying alive.
Yes.
That's
yes.
true.
Yes.
They should have incorporated a little bit more disco into this series.
The opening throws me off.
Some
Sorry,
of the
MOONB
Some of the music is disco-like.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so that was from
lots of wah-wah.
that was from Inga there. She brought us some she wants to test our animal intelligence. All right, so there we go. Now what's happening there? Yes, directed by Ray Austin. And so this one comes from Texas. I don't know. Austin city limits. Now we are in the Moonbase Alpha again, and it looks like everything seems to be kind of all right. You know, they all survived it and stuff, and they're still worried though because they have not been able to contact Alan. And the whole idea was, you know, they took a risk waiting for him, and now they can't reach him. And of course, Commander's really upset. He's not upset with people, but just frustrated at the whole thing. And Victor kind of consoles him a little bit, but saying, you know, you made a human decision. But he gets really impassioned and tells Victor that, you know, you know, you can tell me I made the wrong decision. You could tell me this, you could tell me that, but you can't tell me that he's not alive out there. You know, and that's where he says it, you know. So anyway, yeah, it was impassioned, and Victor's like, yeah. You know, you made a human decision, and that's all you could say. You know, it was the human thing to do, kind of like Spock.
Here you think you're going to like this Victor character, then later, he turns himself into kind of a bad guy.
I don't know that he completely switched to the dark side of the Force. But yeah, all the characters in this, they have their moments where at least at some point in the episode, you're like, eh. But I guess that's the thing, you know, if you're stuck on Moonbase Alpha and you're out there facing all these things and facing
and then
death every day, you're
yeah.
probably going to be grumpy. You're probably going to have problems, and you're probably not going to be at your best most of the time.
Yeah, there are a lot of grumpy people in this episode. Oh, when you get to the slides, I'll bring it up again.
Okay.
The appropriate slides.
But Koenig does have the idea that you could, all right, they're able to reach their satellite. And he's thinking, you know what? Alan can't communicate with that satellite. Something to do with, like, it's not equipped. His Eagle's not equipped to communicate with that satellite. But, you know, somehow it jogs his mind. And he thinks, you know, we could go up there and send another Eagle that will basically be able to relay to him and then relay back to us and stuff like that, you know. So it's almost like, yeah, a bit of a rescue ship that could be a go-between, at least between us and Alan, because he's out in the radiation cloud, and that disrupts everything. And I think Paul's pissed again, probably. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know why you're pissed, Paul, because at this point, might as well try to get Alan, but I don't know. I think Paul is just upset the whole time. And
he's just supposed to play the contrarian in the entire episode. You're
Yeah, I
never
think so.
supposed to like him.
Yeah, I guess. And here, I forget what the line was here, and I promised myself that I would remember it. I think it's something that kind of like, I don't know, I guess none of you guys remember, so I'm on my own.
Fast forward.
But all right, let's just keep going. Maybe I should just keep pointing out every time I forget. But what do we have going on here? Well, I think that's the rescue Eagle taking off. And as you see, it's foggy outside. But no, that's not fog. That's radiation. So they're in the radiation cloud. All right. And Sandra, I don't know what she's going on about here, but maybe she's just saying, well, we're taking off. I don't know. The short-term memory thing that Mike mentioned earlier is certainly happening to me in a big way. Yeah. I don't remember the slides I made last night. But anyway, so that's what the whole the conflict now is just not really so much a conflict. It's just like, all right, we're going to try and rescue Alan and stuff by going out there. But some are concerned about the radiation. We don't know what kind of radiation it is. This is like alien radiation. It's not the normal radiation we deal with every day and stuff. So, it's one of those things. And actually, yeah, so they're heading on out now. But Koenig's going along. So they are there. There's the radiation cloud. Looks like something from the Outer Limits.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get our first video clip. That's Alan laying right there, and we're gonna hear what happens to Alan and see what happens to Alan. Let's go to desktop. Boom. Media and MP4. There we go. So Alan, what you dreaming about, buddy? Because you're sleeping there. I can see it.
Are you feeling better?
And I got to keep them short, folks, because if they're over a few seconds, then the whole episode gets blocked until they're removed. I know that from experience. But anyway, I just included a little bit of tingling and stuff there, and Margaret Leighton's voice. So basically, he's hearing voices, and the audience doesn't know yet. As you're watching the episode, you're wondering, what's that voice? Who's that voice? And so, are you feeling better? And he gets up, but he's still kind of like in a zone. And you hear from her communications, you get the idea that she's kind of in charge or like guiding him. I think her voice or maybe even her energy is like influencing him. And he's able to, after hearing this radio message from the rescue ship, he is able to, I think it's like opening docking clamps or something like that. So the rescue ship can dock with him. And he's able to do that only through her assistance, basically, from her voice and perhaps some woo-woo energy or something like that. I'm sure enjoying being the only one talking all this time.
Oh, just thinking, has he swapped seats from the left-hand seat to the right-hand seat now, or is it just?
Well, he's not. He didn't have a co-pilot, so he could be in either seat.
Yeah.
I guess. Boy, you're really looking for any mistakes.
No, as you said, I mean, co-pilot, and it's just he. There was a couple of times on the early pictures I wasn't sure which seat he was in until I looked a bit closer.
Well,
but I think he was in the left-hand seat.
He was in the near side seat.
Yeah.
To the camera perspective.
Yeah.
Because he walked, I think, behind another seat when he went over there to the side panel where he's trying to get the grapple to work. And then he may have this time just came to the co-pilot seat because, I mean, he's under Margaret Leighton's influence, He's listening to her voice and he's not completely there. You could see that he's not. And in fact, after he does this, he pretty much falls asleep again. She's the one that's basically guiding him because.
Yeah, so far your narration has been, I mean, the story has been straightforward, so there's not really much to comment on. The weird stuff will come later on. So
let's get to the weird stuff.
I'm not sure there's a lot to say or to be had from interrupting you at this point.
Unless, I would say that unless one of those slides are reversed, he swapped seats because he's definitely in the left-hand seat in the left-hand seat there because you can see from where the door is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's continuity flips
Well,
or
this was like
or
the
what.
13th episode that they filmed, and they put it out as the third. Man, there's,
Yeah.
we should be happy it worked at all.
Oh yeah.
But now here you see in this this Eagle, there's 2 seats, and I don't know that they
Yeah.
always have a co-pilot or anything. It's just in this
No,
one they do.
I don't think they do. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. If you're going on something dangerous like dropping, like putting nukes down or something, then you probably would want only one pilot to minimise the danger.
Mm-hmm.
Although, as usual, the Star Trek problem, they've got the captain and the at least a senior member of the command staff on the
Yeah.
rescue ship.
Well, he
Yeah,
feels responsible, so that's why he wanted to go out, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, unlike a spaceship where they can resupply the crew, they have limited personnel on Moonbase, and
Yeah.
they are not getting any new ones. At 9 months would be the soonest they could get some, and it will take several years for them to start being
Receive
able
their
to pulling their
training.
weight. Yeah.
Uh-oh. And then we get a good shot of Martin Landau's ear here, his left ear. And there's something that, but I don't know if it's something in the air or not, because, you know, this voice must be telepathic in some ways. So, but anyway, they
Yeah.
key in on his ear. But we get the voice again. It's the same lady's voice speaking to him, telling him the coordinates of where he could find the vessel, the other Eagle. So, and then he tells that to Paul, and Paul doesn't like anything that isn't like chiseled in stone and absolutely logical and makes complete sense. It's like, you know the coordinates already?
He's it's funny, he's a musician too, but he is definitely steadfastly skeptical. I'm looking at my technical manual. It says 311 personnel on Moonbase Alpha. Season 2 started at 297.
I
Mm.
would call on that because I'm sure they lost more than 6 people in the first
Well,
season.
Well, that would be like 14, I think.
14,
Disparity.
14.
Yeah, but I mean, given the setup of the story, that's not a lot. That's less than the
No.
Enterprise original crew, which they could always go to a starbase and get more red shirts. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were kind of like in a similar situation as Voyager, yeah, where they were dropping crew there.
Yeah.
well,
But
yeah, they could pick up strays too, and they did, but they seem to
yeah.
have unlimited supply of everything else, like shuttles.
Well, you replicate them. As long as you got them replicators. Yeah, the replicators. But they needed to ration them at some points, you know. That's why we have Neelix, you know. It was, I mean, the logic and the reasoning was a little bit rough in Voyager at times, but
Yeah, that's what happens when you get TV writers instead of science fiction writers doing a science fiction show.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a kitchen. All right. So anyway, here we are. This Eagle is, this is the one that's stranded, I think. And there we go. There's the rescue ship going over to it. And you see wisps of radiation around. It's
And you
nice
see
for
the-
radiation to form clouds so you can see it. Isn't that really
Yeah.
a good thing?
And you get to see the red stripes of the rescue eagle. So.
Kind of, if you're looking for it in detail.
I guess the red light supposed to be there because the rescue eagle needs to go faster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, sorry, that's Warhammer Orcs.
Well, Alan is dozing off again. No voices have woken him up a second time. Well, wait a minute. Is that it again? Oh yeah. It's time to initiate some other sequence, that something that he's not capable of doing, but the voice is able to somehow impart some energy or willpower in him, and he's able to do it. So he does succeed in doing whatever he needs to do. And that does inspire the other folks, because now they're thinking, wow, okay, great. It looks like he's responsive. Well, he's definitely alive, so there we go. So it looks like a little eagle and a big eagle. So the rescue red stripe eagle is just a little bit smaller because it's a rescue vessel.
That looks like that's about to get very rude.
The Coast Guard. And there we go. Stackable. All right, then what's now? Well, basically, I think he's saying, okay, good. We're grappled. And he says he wants to go check something out. At first, I thought he was going to go down to the other vessel and check it, but I'm not sure if that happened or not. But basically, we also get some more shots of Alan here. And he's got another video clip. Look at this, Alan. You're a lucky man. You got 2 video clips. And so we're going to see what happens to Alan next.
Oh,
Your own people will take care of you.
Who are you?
Okay. Yeah, it always seems to like stutter in the middle of these, but in any case, your own people will take care of you. Basically communicating, all right, I can hand over the reins now. I helped you so far, but now your own people will take care of you for the rest of your journey.
I'm not sure if they missed the beat here or not, but if they'd only had her talk to Alan at this point and not shown him talking to affecting Koenig, it would you wouldn't have known was Alan dreaming? Was he
Right.
half conscious and hearing? Was he
Mhm.
sort of hearing Moonbase or the rest of it talking to him? But because he was half conscious, was he sort of filtering it, or was that coming into But
Right.
because you see Koenig being affected by it as well, you know that he's an actual, some sort of real external force there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is the clue that, yes, there is an external entity of some kind. And she's got the dark veil on. So you don't know who she is yet. Or you still don't know who she is after you meet her, but, unless you're,
Yeah.
oh, Margaret Leighton. So anyway, Koenig, though, is...
Well, I say it's either Margaret Leighton or it's Lisa when she's going halfway through the transformation at the end of at the start of season 2. Sorry, Delenn, not Lisa, Delenn.
What? No, neither. Liza.
Oh, jeez. Yes, Liza. So anyway, I don't know what he's doing now, but basically, I remember at some point here he was remarking to Paul that it's like he's, that Alan's at least, was able to do the grappling and stuff like that, so he's in some sort of capacity, but they're not, but since he's not communicating with them now, they don't know, what happened. I mean, the guy seems to be responsive in some ways, but not completely. What's going on?
Given that pose that Koenig was in that last shot, I'm
Mhm.
glad he's in a spacesuit. Otherwise, he might be in a 1970s poor movie.
Yikes.
Look at it. Look at
Yes,
it.
yes. Yeah, I guess I get some screen grabs that are, acting is a motion sport, when you get the freeze frame sometimes. No, anyway, so
You do seem to have an act for catching them at their most awkward moments. I'll give you that.
Yes, he does. I wonder, I mean, too much of a knack. It's probably on purpose.
So at home, are you when he pulls out the phone and starts video? Do you run and hide?
well,
I was like, oh
well, there's a reason, like, because I wanted to convey to myself what I just missed here. The reason why he's looking like that is because of this. He's seeing this big planet, this spicy meatball of a planet. So that's why he's like this, or he's like this. And then Paul, it's like Paul's still like pissed off. I mean, he's always grumpy, but then he's like saying, we got to get out of here. Oh, no, we're on collision course with a planet, basically.
Is that Paul seeing the planet?
No, it was Koenig, because
what? Because hasn't Cody gone into the gone out of the cockpit into the main compartment, which doesn't have windows.
I'm not sure. It was something where like he was talking to Paul, and I guess Paul's head was turned, but Koenig, you just see him looking at something, but you don't see what he's looking out of. You don't see if he's looking out a window or anything like that. Yeah. But they do show you the planet, so they do show you what he's looking at, why he's shocked. But but you're not sure how.
Now, maybe this is a good point to point out. Most of the planets on this show are not flat matte paintings, but are actually three-dimensional planet models that were painted on globes and optically composited, not blue screened, but they were all shot on original negatives on a black background, and they composited the shots, which is why, like this episode, I don't know if you can tell just how gorgeous it looks. For 1975, it was absolutely incredible. In a way, the planets look better than they did in Star Wars a few years after this, too. And so one of the reasons is the particular techniques. I ended up watching The Black Sun as well because of, the confusion of the order. And those planets and celestial bodies just look phenomenal. And it's worth going back to just look at what they were capable of in 1975 as far as film.
I mean, you do see other shots of it later, and the texturing was good. I mean, I appreciated it because it kind of looked like it had echoes of Io and maybe a little bit of Mars, but definitely more color variation.
Yeah, one of the things that they did was have the model makers and graphic artists work with actual scientists when they were designing this stuff. So it's just like, why would something be that? They're just not making an orange plant, and they're like, why would that be that color? What is in the soil and the minerals that would create this kind of thing? So just throwing that out.
Good to know. Yeah. I mean, when I called it a spicy meatball, I don't know why. I was just having fun with it, but it did look nice, and I do appreciate that. Nothing lets you down more than a bland planet. But here we have the rescue mission is at an end, but when he comes in, he's got to go through, what do you call that? Discontamination or decontamination. Yeah. And so he's there, but he says, no, this will take too long. He wants to hurry up. And so then the person he gets to complain to now would be poor Helena. She always got to hear him complain. But anyway, she's like saying, no, you got to take the time. But to the rescue comes, this is where he's telling him, he's got to tell him about this planet they're going to run into. And he doesn't want to go through the whole routine of the decontamination, but she wants him to. But fortunately, Matthias saves the day. And he's like saying he's done now. So it was like, all right, I don't know why you guys did that because it didn't really amount to much. But anyway, I guess it just builds the tension. And so he's leaving because basically, now the question with them is he's been out there. So has Paul, but, you know, they're concerned about his exposure to the radiation and so forth. I guess Paul went through the same decontamination afterwards, but Koenig's, you know, talking about this planet and everything. And yeah, Victor can see the point into being concerned. And yeah, it is true. They are on collision course with this planet. And that's what's being confirmed there. And so it's not good. You thought an asteroid was bad. That's big. But there we go. Get a better shot of it. Yeah, very, very well textured.
I think one of the reasons they showed the conflict between Helena and John is to mirror the larger conflict that's going to come later when they have a very large difference of opinion about what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And also build her concern over his radiation exposure because he's being impatient. You know?
Yeah, and mental state, of course.
Yeah, and radiation will do that to you. So anyway, Alan is getting the treatment here, being lifted from a gurney to the bed. It's those nice extra touches, you know, where you actually see. You get like they could just not have this at all. They could just go straight to him in bed. But by having people come over, you get this feeling of them being on a base where there's people about doing things.
Yeah,
You know,
the only thing I would think about that is I'm not sure. It looks as if Nick Tate is deliberately holding himself stiff. I'm not sure how natural a pose that is. They're supporting him, but I don't. That's just my extremely pedantic, picky brain going on there.
Yeah,
where she's been held, I don't know.
If you watch old movies and TV shows, you'll notice they always show them driving from one point to another, you know, going up to the door. They never do that anymore. They just sort of teleport from one location to another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of old Bogart movies and always the driving and the stuff happens when they're doing that. And we just don't see
the extra details.
Yeah.
Yeah, the extra details of the staff coming over, because it wasn't just this. It's like you saw the two ladies come from the side, come over, help, put them down, and then they walked away as if they were doing something. You know, you got the impression that this is a medical suite and people are doing things.
Yeah, and it lets the viewer feel that real time has passed, which is something that is often missing today as well.
Mm-hmm. And I had to wait for some people to pass by, you know, because there's people walking by when Russell and Mateus are dealing with Alan here. You know, there was people passing by in front, which gave you the sense of motion. Now I heard a little alert there. Did someone join us, or Mike maybe departed? I don't know. I think Mike might have departed. So anyway.
No, I'm still here, but I'm about to.
Okay.
I'm having a problem with the delivery that just came, and I got about half of it. So I'm kind of not in the program anyway. So I think I am going to depart and try to deal with
Mike.
this.
All right,
Not
sir.
a problem.
All right, you guys have a good evening. Yeah,
you too, buddy.
See ya.
Take care.
Hey,
yeah, I just heard a little bit of a ding, and so I thought maybe it only dings when like people are coming in and coming out. Maybe I don't know. It's one of those nights, you know, where my rhythm is just like. All right, but anyway, let me complain about it more. That'll help. So anyway, what we were talking about, yeah, like there was people passing by in front of them and everything, so you didn't get the feeling that you're on a set, you know, and so that was cool. So anyway, now they're basically doing this whole brainstorming session, because the idea is this: we're in a collision course with a planet. What are we going to do about it? And then Paul and somebody else had like two different ideas. Yeah, there. You said Kuna. Is the name, but Kano. Well, they had they had a little bit of an exchange because one guy was thinking that we can kind of like reproduce the explosion that sent us, on this thing in the first place, and try to divert ourselves or something like that. And Paul's upset because he's always upset, saying no, but that was a miracle that we survived that. So and he's like mentioning something else, but then it's like almost like a combination of the ideas. Basically, Victor says, what if we put off an explosion in between, and that might be enough to just divert the trajectory of the planet? And I mean,
shouldn't they have scanned for life forms?
Well, they're going to do that, but they're going to do that because this thing they call Operation Shockwave. And before doing it, they do scan for life forms. And that's coming up. But first, he's just saying, this is the idea. We could basically alter its trajectory. Now, I don't know what they have that could really alter the trajectory of a planet. I don't know why this planet's just wandering around in the first place. But then again, I don't know why the moon's wandering around in the first place. But anyway, that is the situation that we are in. So we'll go with it. We'll go with it. That's the mission. We're gonna try and blow up something in between to divert the planet or divert us. I don't know. You would think the moon, especially when you do see them later, the Earth's moon that's on its wander about now is smaller than this planet, significantly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to try to alter the trajectory of the more massive object. I don't really know why they went with that.
Yeah.
Well, because they were going to put Arra and her spacecraft in between, and right where they need to put up Operation Shockwave. And so that's where that whole dilemma comes in. It's like, it was done for the writing. They might have been able to come up with maybe something slightly better, but I don't know. Especially since they had already done 12 episodes by this point.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, we'll stop making fun of people. So what is it? More discussion. And I guess that's the thing. They're checking it out for life, and they find out that it could hold life, mostly from temperature readings. And so basically they decide, it gets decided that this is, what we got to do. But, there's temperature readings saying there might be life there. So Koenig wants to check it out because he is Captain Kirk, and that's what he does. So I believe we are at the end there of our first set of slides. Although, just before I do it, let me just make sure. Yes, we are at the end. Good. Let's go on to the next. Thank you all for spending your Sunday evening with us. I know it's a bit of a rough one. Got a weird start there, but thank you for bearing with us. And if you are watching at this point, please do not forget to like. And if you want more content like this, you will be able to join us every Sunday until I fall apart. Which is happening little by little. But in any case, there we go. And after the show...
Or in fact, with all the different shows we watch in a moment, episode by episode, the heat death of the universe.
We do skip some. I decided to go with this one.
No, I'm just thinking we got so many things we're going at the moment.
Yeah. But another thing, comments. Comments are always welcome. Yes, it does help with the algorithm. That's why all these YouTubers ask for them. But at the same time, share your thoughts. Do you think it was the left seat or the right seat? Do you think that planet looks nice and fine? Do you like your new rescue eagle? Do you like, I don't know. Do you like Paul?
I'll go along with what Bayona's just said there. They definitely do try to put it's this you still had these shows had I'd almost say it was not necessarily an educational but an entertaining educational aspect. They did actually try to make things make sense. They did actually try to give an explanation for things.
Oh yeah. I mean, I mean, hey, it's the job of every science fiction nerd such as myself to try and point out flaws wherever we can. That's just what we do. But at the same time, we wouldn't be covering this if we didn't find value in it.
Well, the thing is that unlike most other genres, and it's not a criticism, it's simply a fact. It's called science fiction,
right,
or even science fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to note the distinction that most of what they call science fiction is not. It's space fantasy, like Star Wars and the related abortions that have dripped off of that rotting corpse. But here, even if it's not necessarily educational, it presents concepts that inspire you to go out in the real world and learn more about it. I mean, they get almost everything wrong in this show, but it's still inspirational to go and research the topics that you find interesting and what what would life be in a vacuum and space, the moon, all that stuff. Other shows don't do that. It's just that Disney silliness that has no real intrinsic value. It used to at least be entertaining, and now it's not even that.
It's about 5 years before Carl Sagan's Cosmos, so that's when, and that was some good music there from Vangelis.
Actually, interesting. That gives me sort of 2x link for me to plug our stream tomorrow night. But
the fact that they just hired scientists to do consulting, even though I'll bet most of what they had to say wasn't listened to, they they heard them out, which is more than you can say for most people.
Yep. You still in films do have to have a car explode when it crashes. So anyway, here we go. Now he's in his bed and he's getting another session here, but this one really can confuse the viewer because he's sitting up in bed and he's seeing her this time. And he's going over to her and he decides, well, I want to see your face. So he lifts the veil and it ends up that he is, he's kind of grabbing Helena in a way that she doesn't really care for. So it's like, all right, buddy.
Who do you think you are, Koenig?
Yeah. He's the only one that can insult me, not you. Well, he wasn't insulting her. He's just trying to lift the veil.
No, he's always insulting her, and so is the grumpy guy on the bridge, as you'll find out later.
This guy, Alan, isn't insulting her.
No. But it seems to me that a lot of the characters in the show really like to dig at this doctor.
Yeah, I think Liza is going to start the Respect for Helena Foundation.
No, but I don't like her either, especially what she did in this episode. I don't think I like a single character except for the old woman, and everybody just ends up pissing me off. Like, goodness.
Would it be better if she wore a bone on her head? Would that make you feel better?
No, because then you would be disrespecting a Minbari, and that would be sacrilege. So
okay, I'll keep that. I'll note that.
No, is that okay? So, even the captain, what is his name?
Commander John Koenig.
Okay, Mr. Koenig, Mr. Elf King. Disrespects her all the time. And even if there was some type of, relationship between them, I mean, gosh, can you at least treat her like a professional at work. And then when she goes to the bridge later in this episode and the captain gets lost in, I guess gets beamed up to the alien ship, right? And
he flew out there, I believe.
Right, and everyone's worried, and she's like, "Oh, I think we lost him to the alien ship." The other guy gets snappy with her and is like, "Thank you for stating the obvious." And I'm like, "Dude, everyone's trashing this woman and disrespecting her, and she's the ship's doctor." I mean, gosh.
Well, she'll make them pay the next time they go in for a prostate exam. Trust me.
Oh, yes. Yes. I hope she does. But then later she betrays the captain in the most scummy way possible. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, please continue to. You can all be mean to each other. I'm fine with that. I don't like any of you.
So, if you think about it, if you follow the Star Trek pattern, which is probably true, she's possibly the only person who can actually relieve the commander of duty.
And I don't know if you noticed, but in most science fiction shows, the doctor character is typically annoying and grouchy and meddles everywhere where nobody wants them butting in. So
that's it. It's true, and because they do. But at least Captain Picard, I've never seen him get snappy with Beverly Crusher. Come on. And even when they had an interest happening later.
Well, that's why. But with Pulaski, they definitely got snippy. The thing is,
Picard Pulaski was snippy all the time. And so you can understand people getting annoyed with Dr. Pulaski. But this woman is so passive. And
her personality is more. She's a little bit cold and a little bit like she's no Beverly. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I'm just saying it's normal for the doctor to be a bit irritable and irritating.
But I don't know. I didn't find her to be irritable. In fact, I find her to lack in personality. She's just okay. She's there, and people just take digs at her all the time. There has to be you said that these episodes were presented out of order. Maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know it yet because I've only seen 3 episodes. But...
Oh, yeah. This is one of those things where you notice the lack of subtle character development. I think you'll see, if you watch them in production order, there's definitely a trajectory that went from episode 1 all the way to here that we don't get to see if you watch this early.
Right. But even with that, even if there was a love interest thing between her and the captain's very disrespectful to her, with the digs he makes at her all the time when she gives him kind of like, oh, be careful type of thing. He always takes a dig at her. It's like, well, I'll take my galoshes. Or it's like, is that how you speak? I mean, is she your mother? No.
Well, I think if
you shouldn't speak to your mother like that anyway. So
I would say that to Dr. Franklin. He does think he's everyone's mother. That's the part about him that's a bit irritating. So.
But that is that's shown. His development is shown properly in Babylon 5. Here we just have again.
I guess it's the way, because like in Babylon 5, if they're annoyed with the doctor, unless it's a real serious matter, like when Mr. Garibaldi and him were talking about his stimulant usage and stuff like that, except for those serious moments, whenever they snap at the doctor, it's kind of like a little bit funny. It's a little more lighthearted.
Well, they set it up where it is like, anybody would snap at this doctor, Yeah. But here they haven't set it up that way. And
in the first episode, he's like, I didn't know you cared. And it's like,
exactly. It's like, where the hell
you
did
don't
that
know
come
this
from?
woman. I mean, at least as far as the audience is concerned, It's like, you just met. What's going on?
Also, if you're going by this episode by transmission order, at this point, although I'm not sure we know it, Helena still thinks her husband is lost somewhere. Because she still thinks her husband is lost somewhere. But actually, you mentioned it. You said about a weird train of thought you saying about Dr. Franklin. There's another one, of course. Another doctor in Babylon 5 lost again, sadly. June Lockhart passed away earlier this week.
Uh-huh.
And of course, she was apart from being mum in Lost in Space, she was also the lady that the doctor that found the alien device.
Oh,
how sad.
yes.
Yeah. And of course, she was also mother of Babylon 5's Anne Lockhart.
Well,
I think it was this week she passed away.
Yeah. This past week, yeah.
Yeah, it was almost a week ago. It's been covered a bit, but yeah, she was 100. Jeez.
Wow.
Well, you can't complain about that.
No,
you can't.
Yeah, it's one of those. They said no cause of death has been stated. Yeah, she was 100. That's the cause of death. Yeah,
she was. But I think she's one of the people. Interestingly, I just clocked there's a similarity of sorts to Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon. The first Troll movie, she stars in it as the old witch lady, and at one point the character gets a lot younger and turns into Anne Lockhart, who is of course June Lockhart's daughter. Whereas in Young Sheldon, you've got the lady that plays. So you've got the lady that plays Sheldon's mum in Young Sheldon is the daughter of the lady that plays Sheldon's mum in The Big Bang Theory.
All right, if we're going to talk about Big Bang Theory, I have to leave because I swore I would never be involved with anything that talked about it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
I'll go back in time 30 seconds.
Let's move on because actually I was kind of lost there too about mothers and who gave birth to who. All right. So anyway, now they're having their moment, and this is the galoshes moment. Yep. Basically, he wants to go out there and personally check for life and stuff. And she's like, well, you got radiation. You shouldn't go out there. It's like, well, what's the matter? It's like, he's got radiation. If he was exposed to it, then let him go out and, a little more, it's not going to hurt. I don't know. But anyway, they have a disagreement there, and that's where the famous galoshes statement comes into play. But, I guess it is one of those things where it's like you could get overexposed to it if there's too much, although they don't know if he's been exposed to it yet, but they're questioning it because he did seem to be impatient, and and everybody questions you. They look at you a little funny and stuff like that, after you've been outside and might have been exposed to radiation. Now, Paul is not given a hard time, even though I don't know that Paul had any more protection than Koenig had when they were both out on the rescue mission. But
he did. He had the plot arm of not being the lead character who has to be dramatically affected by the radiation.
Right.
Worst plot arm, if you like.
Yes, and since he's not in command, it's not as serious, although he does really like to try and blow things up. But anyway, he's heading out on his lonesome because, Paul's like, no, I don't like you anymore. He's not going to go. But anyway, I guess that's part of the erratic behavior they feel in a way. It's just like, all right, you really want to go out there and trying to see if there's life there and so forth. Why don't we just run some tests? I don't know. Maybe it's, it just comes back to the old thing that maybe send other people or whatever, but then, you
Well, was there any, did they explain if there was any other way for them to scan for life forms on the ship? Because if there wasn't, then the captain was just being responsible, because you're not just going to throw explosives near a planet if it's inhabited or something.
Right. Well, I don't know that anyone was arguing against not checking it out, but rather maybe saying that he shouldn't, is what the doctor was saying. Now, Paul, he was just grumpy anyway. I don't think he actually communicated with him about whether he should go or not. It looks like, people are pretty much, except for the doctor, are generally just fine with him doing it. They're just edgy because they know that they're going to crash into a planet. So anyway, they're checking it out. Well, the captain is, or the commander is, anyway. And then I forget what they're talking about here, but it's like, there's concern for him because they're like, all right, this planet, they found out is right where they want to put the, the spaceship. That's right. There's a spaceship. There it is. There's the spaceship. That's what I was waiting for. So yeah, the thing is, this spaceship happens to be right where they want to place the explosives to divert the planet. And although they didn't get to that dilemma yet, he notices the spaceship, he radios it in, and they notice it too. And then they're like, okay, I think that's coming up. Victor is the one that's going to discover what the situation is. And so, but I guess during this thing, the commander is acting a little bit, passionate about things. And so the audience does wonder, is he all right? Maybe. Who knows?
I didn't think his behavior was erratic at all.
Okay.
It didn't come across as like
I'm just looking at my screen grabs and his facial expressions, but
why is there a space Concorde there?
Space Concorde.
That's Arra's vessel.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There is one thing erratic about his behavior, which is all of a sudden believing that you can have a shockwave in space. So that's a pretty big one.
Cool.
Without a medium to transfer the waves across, there can't be a shockwave. You would just have radiation waves. So
they need a new science officer on that ship.
Clearly.
Yes. Maybe Victor Borga would have been a better. There we go. There's our vessel. We're getting a number of shots of it, and he's trying to communicate, but it's not working, and he's getting sucked in. But they don't show the tractor beam. You just, you just infer it from what he's saying and everything, that there's a force dragging him towards that vessel. So it's going to be a tractor beam, an invisible one. And there we go. And then here they are just communicating with him about it. And now they're really concerned because he's being attracted into that ship.
Hold on, wait. Are we suddenly watching Moonraker?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
I thought for a second, that's what you've done an AI chip thing on us again, have you?
That was a good one. I liked Moonraker. And,
well, it's just it's somewhere because the rabbi I watched, he was recently doing a rundown of all the of Bond, James Bond pre-title credits and that, and of course Moonraker obviously came up for that one.
Yeah, I like the Roger Moore ones, but that's what I grew up with, so that's probably why. And so we're docking here in Arra's ship. I don't know if it has a name or anything. I don't think so. Wasn't given one in the episode.
We'll just call it the Concorde, like what Colin says.
Well, that tells us one thing: is that must be, if it's big enough to swallow an eagle whole like that, and yet by design it must be atmosphere. It's designed to be atmosphere capable.
Yep.
I mean that's an Atmo ship. I mean that is like the Starfuse in Babylon 5 when I got the replacement Starfuse that actually
with aerodynamic stuff added.
Yeah, with the extra wings and the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean he's literally, you think about it literally. I mean basically fold the two tails into one, it's a space shuttle.
It had to take off from the planet or presumably land there, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is obviously it's big enough to swallow an eagle, but it's still obviously aerodynamic.
Yeah, And it looks a little bit loose in the back there with that whole kind of like spread back fins thing going on. Alrighty. So we have, what do we got? Oh yeah, they're troubled because he's being, brought into this alien spacecraft. And Victor is looking very troubled there too, and so is Paul behind him, but he's always looking troubled. Ugh. And let's see, what do we have here? Well, another shot of the ship going forward. I mean, it's it doesn't have. I guess it's a little. Yeah, it is a little Concorde like at the front, but it doesn't lower the beak though.
No, it opens it instead.
Yes. So anyway, he decides to get out of his vessel and see what's going on. And there we go. And I was thinking at first that looks like a really difficult dartboard, but it kind of has the same kind of aesthetic as a lot of things. But he notices a door is closing behind him. When doors close on their own, it always gives you pause. But there he is in front of the dartboard thingy. I guess it's a door of some kind or whatever. I don't know. But it has similar aesthetics to the room that he's about to enter. A little bit of cobweb theory going on there. A little bit of that'd be like a nice gazebo for your for the yard. And there we have a bit more of that aesthetic. It was kind of like interesting stuff here. It's you're on a ship, but you don't get a strong sense of being on a ship. But he's still stuff that still looked cool, so it was fine. And then what do we get here? We do get a little bit of Arra. Now, of course, we have to keep things short. Don't want to get the video blocked by YouTube. And this is Arra. I got her before she spoke, but anyway, she's about to speak.
I'm also that's also getting me double Francesca Annis vibes there. Largely from Krull, but I think there's also a bit where she's veiled in June as well.
Really?
I think there's one in June where she's partly veiled, but I might be confused that, but certainly in Krull, where she's in the middle of the spider web and that.
Are you talking about this as like a kind of like an image, or you mean Margaret Leighton?
No, I mean the similar setting, just someone sitting there veiled like that, just sit there veiled to hide identity. In the rest, that's what I mean. It's not the Margaret Leighton herself. No.
Oh no. Okay.
A couple of times I've saw that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Arra. Was she in Krull? Okay. There we go. So basically there's a lot said here. But the main principle is that she speaks as if they were destined to meet, and that we have been following, your progress for millions of years, or many millions of years, she said. So I guess human history goes back farther than we think. And she's saying that sort of thing, and that this is a destined meeting, and that her people are going to be transforming. They're going to become kind of like Jason Ironheart. They're going to become a different form of life. And she called it an immutable form. I'm not sure what the words were, but it was basically, it sounded like they were going to become a more, they used the word immutable. and something in relationship to time. So it's almost like a fancy way of saying almost immortal in a
Maybe
way.
she will become Jason Hart in a million years again.
Yes. We'll see
For you
you
for a
in
million
a
years. Oh Lord,
million
it's you
years.
again.
Yes. Well, her people, the Etherians, might be one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
But their vessels, they're not even using organic technology for
How
their
dare
ships.
they? Yeah, no.
Wow. Anyway, let's see. And he's asking about his destiny or something, but I guess it was humanity. And she says, "You will go on and spread across the galaxy and the universe to many, many places." And that's what intrigued me the first time I saw it, because I thought, yeah, we might see her or her people again, like they would reoccur. But from what I hear, maybe not. But anyway, I was trying to get a grasp on this universe. You know, I'm kind of used to not just finding new beings each week, and you know they never come back again. Um, but,
Yeah.
but in any case, what else? She's saying, yeah, that the main thing is you guys. Uh, we're going to transform soon. We're going to become, and the only thing you need to do is nothing. Don't blow us up before we become. Uh, but as you see, there in Moonbase Alpha, they realize what this ship's in the way, and they decide, okay, well, we'll keep trying to communicate, but let's go ahead and put the bombs out there anyway, because we're running out of time. And we got to do this to divert that planet, even though there's a ship there. You know, we got to blow it up. And it's like, the captain may be on it, but, and that's why she's kind of looking sad here, because it's like, oh, we're going to blow him up. And it's like, well, if we got to, yeah.
Yeah, I think the word she used was non-corporeal, wasn't it? She said that's what we are using the moon to evolve into non-corporeal beings.
Perhaps that word was there. I do remember she used the word immutable, because he asked what you guys are going to become, and she said something about immutable with respect to time as you know it, something like that. But yeah, the word non-corporeal may have been in there. I mean, it was a great scene. A great conversation. The most interesting thing in the show really was their conversation. And so she's saying, this is your mission. This is, you've got to use your command in such a way that, you convince these people to not blow this ship up, or, whatever, because they're like, well, we got to put them there, right where that ship is where we got to put these explosives. That's where it's got to go. And that's the situation. She's saying that you're going to have to use the power of your command, she said, is the way you got to do it, because he's saying that they trust logic and reason, and they would,
oh, interesting. What's going on here? We got swappers in here?
No. I just saw a resemblance, he's talking to her, and then all of a sudden it got a little funny, because she's just like, you want this, don't you? Take your lightsaber, strike me down with it. I am unarmed. Okay.
We should do Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there we go.
Yes, yes, and we know what most of the slides would be.
What, Ewoks?
Actually, to be quite honest, is one scene in the Ewoks village I think I quite like, but
mm-hmm. Yeah, at first, like when I was in my teens, I didn't really care for the Ewoks.
I didn't care for the Ewoks when I was a youngling either, because they're creepy.
Yeah.
I just pretended in my head that they were Wookiees. That was my head canon.
Yeah.
I was of an age where I was far too busy looking at their guest, or especially early on when she'd been Jabba's guest.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Leia. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, no, we do have
having successfully brought the tone down.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah, Archer, stream killer, you got the wrong stream for that. This isn't Mr. Brown or Swappers. But thanks for slowing us up. Hey,
don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm the downer here, man. I don't know my rhythm tonight. But anyway, there she is. But I guess she concludes it by saying, you know, that's what you got to do with the power of your command, and she fades out. She does a real fade away there. And he's like,
I think the time change is throwing everybody's off. I got to tell you, I haven't really been right all day.
We'll be speeding it up here, I guess.
YouTube, everything has been
YouTube.
blowing
like Liza
up.
couldn't stream earlier.
Well, I could. It just
you did, but you couldn't do it the way you couldn't do it from YouTube's own controls.
No.
Yeah, I know what you're complaining about. We've been back on real time in this country for a week.
Yeah, well, you've had time to adjust. Yeah. And now we're getting back into the ship and we're heading back out. And so, Sandor notices. So here we go. He's leaving the ship and they're feeling a little bit better about it. Although you don't get really a sense of overwhelming joy from them yet. But anyway, he's communicating with them and saying, okay, you guys, you got to abort the plans. And then they're like, Dad. Yeah, and now they're arguing with him. He's here. This is where he explains the whole Arra thing, although they don't have that. You know, basically, the conversation happens, you know, before the scene or off screen, and then he's just basically at the point where they don't believe him, and he's just pacing around, and she's like, you know, this is our only chance to divert it. What about this Arra? Have you, you know, what is she going to do? That's the main thing Paul was going to ask. Well, what is she planning on doing? What is she going to do? And he's like, I don't know. And she's just taking a look at him there. And so is Victor. They're all looking at him and, you know, asking different questions, and he can't answer their questions. She's just saying, you just got to trust me. And that's when a devious move here. Dr. Russell decides, you know, she's going to argue with Paul and say, Paul, there's only two things that have been right during this whole time. We've faced challenges, and we've always been able to trust John Koenig. So, you know, we should trust him now. And what's his name? Victor comes up with this line about faith, because here he's asking, what about logic and reason? And that's when Victor says, oh, you got to have faith. And so I guess he kind of knew what the doctor was doing. He had a feeling. And then Paul's like a little bit perturbed, and like Koenig's like, okay, good. You're going to cancel it. Great. I'm going to head back to my room and lie down. And that's when you get the basically the doctor afterwards says, okay, he's got radiation sickness, so she calls it in. She's going to have him under, she's going to put security outside the door, make sure he doesn't leave his quarters. And
well, for talking about science and evidence-based decisions, they had no evidence that the captain was suffering from radiation sickness.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. So who is the real believer in science and evidence here?
Well, yeah, it's just it's one of those things where it's like, what is the higher probability? Is it and but now the thing is, the production order was changed. You would think as episode 13 with all the shit they've seen, like the planet of no fear and stuff like that, you'd think by this point they would not be completely baffled by, this Arra and their ship. And,
right. And you'd think that they have more trust in their captain.
But this was, at least in the order that I got, this was number 3. So, it's a little earlier on before they really encountered any definitive other forms of life yet. Well, that energy being that messed with the guy in episode 2. Yeah. But they didn't really get to communicate with it. They didn't know what it is. It's kind of like a force. So yeah. But anyway, you get that impression. So, I mean, it is arguable, it is arguable, but, we're moving on because I have a feeling Ista is about to fall off. So,
well, I mean, at this point, you have to realize, there's all of the crew under psychological pressure. That it's not been that long since they left Earth to begin with. They just almost got hit by an asteroid. Now they're going to get hit by a planet. Even though there's no evidence that he's suffering from radiation sickness, the Occam's razor would say he's hallucinating rather than some strange entity says, trust me, bro, the planet won't kill you. Ring into the planet, you'll be okay. It won't hurt you. Like, I don't think I would really take his word for it either. I would have been right behind Dr. Russell, like, strapping him down and sedating.
Which also, this occurred to me, hold on a second. They came across this planet coming back from rescuing Alan after he'd blown up an asteroid. So therefore, they were on their way back from the asteroid. So they detected the asteroid, but they hadn't detected a freaking great planet.
Well, it was being obscured by a radiation cloud, I guess.
Oh, well, they were hiding it. They chose not to. They have a certain control over their materialization, and they didn't want them to see it yet.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Listen, this show requires a lot more audience participation and thought on the part of the viewer than like newer shows. You've got to fill in the blanks and use your imagination and come up with conjectures. It doesn't spoon feed you anything.
Well, so, but that might be a bit of a clue that we're not dealing with completely normal things here, in that this planet had the ability to not be there and then be there indetectable.
Oh, absolutely. But the only people that really got up close and personal to that are Carter and Koenig, which is why, they're the ones lobbying for this. But they didn't really try to lay it out that way either to the people they were trying to convince. Yeah. So you can't entirely blame the rest of the crew for thinking maybe they've gone loony. So,
Well, they're the ones that actually also have communication, with Arra.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The rest do not. And that communication is...
But didn't the rest of the crew also witness a planet just appear out of nowhere? And wouldn't some synapses been going off?
Yeah, that would be
it's like,
one
hey,
thing.
There's something unusual happening here.
It doesn't mean that they would automatically just believe them, but it would be something to question. It's like, oh, where did that come from?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the most likely reason to explain that would not be, hey, a race of non-corporeal beings of almost unlimited power that can allow us to, at will, survive a collision with a planet. That's not going to be on the top of your Occam's razor list.
I think that the crew just made the most convenient, easiest decision based on fear, which is an incredible message in the story. Here you have things that you're witnessing that are unexplained, and you have 2 witnesses come back from a ship trying to maybe not present you with new evidence.
I would not say that Alan is. He just started groping Helena's head. He didn't really start making a case for what's going on. But yeah, Koenig. But I guess it's also his demeanor, maybe. And but yeah, that it is one of those things where it's like.
I mean, if you're going to put the captain under house arrest, you better have some evidence that he was under some type of influence. So you're asking evidence from him, but you're not providing any evidence that he is
no,
mistaken.
That's not how it works. The evidence is his behavior, that he is psychologically unwell, and it would not be a good thing to listen to him. I mean, that's really how his story. If the aliens had communicated with everyone on the moon base, it would be different, but they only talked to those two. And so to the rest of the people, and they talked to us, we got to see it. But imagine how crazy they sound to the rest of the crew, who are still, pretty much grounded in science and reality.
But they weren't, because must be radiation poisoning. Yeah. Where's your evidence of that? And I felt when the captain came back on the ship, he was perfectly coherent. The other guy, his behavior, well, he got injured.
Well, we didn't get to see his explanation. It jumped straight to him looking at a room full of people that didn't look like they believed him. And so we didn't get to see that explanation. We didn't really get to see his behavior
the crew had no business jumping to any conclusion, especially, when the stakes were so high.
It's because they haven't seen Babylon 5 and non-corporeal beings are not something they've been exposed to yet.
I'm just saying this episode, I think, wasn't so much about
and these weren't this Arra wasn't really a science-y presenting type of being. She kind of seemed kind of spiritual and all that stuff. And
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying this episode in particular isn't really about science versus faith. It's not about that at all.
No, maybe not. It's about like reasoning and logic versus faith. And the thing like that Ista's been saying is that what is the most likely
it's reasoning and logic versus fear.
No, it's I know you would like to say that, but it's a giant planet we're about on a collision course with. It's actually evidence of your eyes versus the evidence of somebody's word. That's what it is. And
because basically honestly, what he's saying to them is that the planet, we don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be bad. Because he didn't.
They must have known that there is some technology or some information that is beyond their comprehension, because they saw with their eyes a planet appear in front of them out of nowhere. They did not see this coming. It's like, where the hell did this planet come from?
I think that's the only really loose thing there, is that that is a big question. It's like, why didn't we see this before? It seems to have the ability to come into existence.
Precisely.
Yeah, but it's still an if thing, and when something's bearing down on you, it's like, okay, we're going to do what we know will at least get it out of the way. Now, it wasn't necessarily scientifically accurate, but within the show it is.
And the likelihood that would just be a cloak, that the planet was always there. They managed to hide it, but it's still there, and we're still going to hit it.
Yeah.
And the fact that you said they had no reason, the urgency of the situation is precisely the reason where, like, sorry, Captain, we love you, but we can't really listen to you on this one. The stakes are too high.
Yeah. So I think the point is, it's how much do you trust your commanding officer?
Mm-hmm.
That as well, yes.
Yeah.
When you're talking about sort of science or faith versus fear, the implication is that the fear is irrational, but the fear is not irrational in this case. It's a real planet coming to hit us. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, as I said, I think it's they've had evidence. But they've also seen the captain has gone out and he's come back with it. I said, I mean, I think that's the main thing. Is
Yeah.
in some way, it's also putting me in mind of another episode of our favourite TV show, where Jakar and where I can't remember where Jakar and Gary Baldy are arguing about the where you've got the Narn ship turns up and doesn't think it's worth going out to hunt for.
Oh yeah, for
was it the one where Sheldon got kidnapped? But where Gary Baldy turns around and says, "You don't do it because if you do it because your CEO has got." Because your CEO's got the authority and the power to tell you to go into harm's. Or what I can't remember what it was, but
he had the power to tell the captain to go out and do this.
You do it because your CEO tells you what is right. Yeah.
This is more like your commander saying, "I got an email from a Nigerian prince, and he told us that we shouldn't really try to do anything. The planet's going to look like it's going to hit us, but everything's going to be okay. This Nigerian prince promises me that."
Oh no, yeah. You're right. Exactly. It's a more extreme version of it, but I think that is the main thing. There is how much do you trust your commander to know something that you don't know?
That's I think they were trying to push that point here too, and the crew failed. But the crew themselves didn't have all the facts in order to be able to put the captain out of commission.
He does say at the end to her that he would have done the same thing.
Doesn't mean that it's right, though.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
he said, he's basically telling her, don't feel bad about yourself because if I were in your position, I would have done the same thing. Yeah, it wasn't all evidence-based. It was just fear impulse.
Well, I guess maybe they could have made it a little bit more, what do you call it? They could have made it a little tighter, at least, with not having the planet appear out of nowhere. I guess it would have helped a little bit, but
I mean, it's go on, sorry.
No, they had a good explanation for that, and it was the radiation that was shrouding it, and the likelihood of it appearing would have been some kind of cloaking thing, not that it actually an entire planet materializing out of nowhere. That's another leap that you're asking people to take. That wouldn't be amongst the top 5 most likely explanations of a planet coming out of nowhere. So
it's basically saying that cloaking devices are more likely than transporters.
By several magnitudes. And I'm not exactly sure what the lesson of this story is, except that that most of us would have gotten them killed because we would have done the same thing as their crew. I really don't know. I'm a little confused with this, just like the whole Last Jedi thing. What's the point? Listen to somebody because they have purple hair and they're always right. I don't know. But not a huge fan of not really a huge fan of this episode for this particular reason. But I think it just establishes there's a lot of weirdness out in space, and you're going to be running into it.
I guess the thing is, for me, compared to the second episode, when I got to the third, I was like, okay, now we're going, because now we're meeting actual life out there. And I guess the second time I watched it, I was like, okay, no, this wasn't as much as I thought it was the first time, because at the first time I feel like, okay, now we're doing some world building in some of the alien life out there and some sort of purpose to it. But it's like, oh no, I guess.
Yeah, but that wasn't that wasn't the second episode either. You're all way in the middle of it. So
I think with the theme, they bit off more than what they can chew. They didn't have enough time to develop this into something that made more sense. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Well, I
think
think it made sense. I think we are being a little bit picky.
Be a better or be a better story, or have some type of lesson that was,
Well,
solid
yeah,
at
that's
the
the thing.
end.
The we don't know what the lesson is at the end, really.
They needed
Uh,
more time to flush this out.
yeah,
I
I think
think,
it, as we said earlier on, it might have had more impact had it been the 13th episode rather than the third one. But at the risk of sounding somewhat modern, both yeah, well, I want to say this, both sides have their points. I think from Koenig's point of view is valid from his point of view, but Victor and Paul's point of view is valid at what they know.
I would have
Mhm.
gone, if I was Koenig, I would have said, listen, you have to give me something to convince these people that
Yeah.
this is the right thing, because this is a big ask, and I don't know you, lady. Like,
well,
seriously.
Oh, yeah,
well,
definitely.
well. That's what she said. She said this will be a test of your command. But I guess you would get the feeling if you were him in that situation and actually meeting her in that spot, and she has fade out technology. You're like thinking, wow, maybe this, because she communicated with him in his head and everything. You would get an impression that this is some being that told me it's my destiny and this is going to happen. I just got to follow through with it, I guess.
That would make him sound more crazy. Coming back
Yeah.
to movement, this is my destiny. Like, he should have said, you got to give me
Yeah.
something. I understand, again, at least, like, by what means is this going to happen, so I can explain it to them and get them to trust me. But they don't really go into the actual mechanics of how this transformation is going to occur. I would have been like,
No.
what am I supposed to tell them? You got to give me something.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
someone in our chat thinks the Jedi are evil. Oh,
No,
Gavin
no.
Blackburn.
Are you quoting Anakin Skywalker in episode 6? From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah, there was just a Netflix movie that came out that sort of really summarizes this, that House of Dynamite, which it's only worth watching the first 30 minutes of it because it basically doesn't conclude and it replays the same events 3 times. But you basically have a nuclear launch and the guys are talking to Russia and China and they're saying it's not them. And I'm like, but what do I tell them? Like, why shouldn't we launch? How do we know? It's about belief and trust. And it started out really good, but it ended up being a really disappointing movie. But again, if you're asking somebody, to take a big move like that, you've got to give them a reason to trust you. And sort of pseudo metaphysical stuff in the middle of space, I don't think it's really going to convince most of the crew.
Yeah. Just trust me, Bob. It's not a good command decision. Definitely.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think overall the episodes showed how gullible Koenig is, and you really want his email address because you got to send him some. Listen, there's a prince on the planet Altair, and he's totally wealthy, but he can't access his bank accounts right now. I just need you to, take all his money, and you can keep half of it. How's that?
Well, that brings up another thing. If you receive voices in your head and then get brought into a spaceship like that with the cobweb thing going on and a lady with fade in, fade out technology and stuff, how much would you think that this is a positive entity that's on my side as they're presenting, or because the only other alternative would be that they're deceiving me, which means bad intent, shall we say? And so that's one of those things that it's I think she convinced her case as far as being, powerful and being able to communicate to your mind and this sort of thing, and that. But the question for me would be, all right, are you really looking out for my best interests, or is there something else going on here?
This is the same technology a race of space con people would use to, I do have to say, as a former person who got in trouble with illicit substances, I kind of have been through this. And I think the best thing to do is not believe anything you think you're hearing or seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the doctor, get some more pills, and don't trust anything. So, just saying.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, if it's telling you to put your firstborn child on an altar and raise that dagger to murder it, you may not be hearing something from God.
Yeah, I would have failed that one too. I got
Yeah.
everybody killed twice over. I do have to say.
Yeah. So anyway, they're going to go ahead with this whole nuclear thing, and then she's upset. She's mentally communicating with Alan and Koenig now. She wakes him up. It's like they feel you betrayed them, or no, they're betraying you. And he gets up and oh no. But then that's the thing. It's like wait a minute. Rather than saying something like, no, they're going ahead with the explosions, they're going to blow me up. She's saying they're betraying you. So it seems like,
It's it's kind of manipulative. But the thing is, the reason he was sent out in the first place was to determine whether there were life forms on the ship or on the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they found out that there were, and they're going ahead with this plan without looking for some type of alternative. I don't know. Being a Trekkie, I don't think the crew of the Enterprise would jump to this plan.
Yes.
Well, I don't think a captain of the Enterprise would have believed this chick either. So there you go. Like,
yeah,
they're better trained than that.
They've sent him out, so he's come back. Okay, yes, there is life out there, and there is life on the ship, and the fact that the ship opened, the fact the ship was there, opened, took him into again, is reasonably good proof that there's life at least on board the ship. So yes, there is a planet out there is life out there. Okay, so now we know how many people. So now we know we're going to kill a load of people rather than not being sure before we sent you out.
Right, exactly. So remember the crew of the Enterprise was did try to communicate with the crystalline entity rather than, and this is a being that had destroyed planets and whole populations, and they were still willing to try to communicate with it to see if it could stop
that's
killing
where I
people.
think. Yeah, that's where I think.
I mean, I wouldn't have.
Times where the Star
they went too far.
With that.
I agree with
in
that.
Their pajamas.
Yeah, but they did send out the Mr. Elf King to go and talk to to see if there were life forms, and he came back and he verified their life forms, and then instead of them saying, "Oh crap,"
well, yeah, I guess
we don't want to kill people.
He didn't even necessarily need. They didn't even really necessarily need his verification. The ship there was pretty evident that.
It could have been an
advanced life here.
It could.
He only saw one.
Yeah.
He only saw one person in all that time, right? It was just the one lady. So.
But she represented a population of people.
Well, that's what she said. Yeah. Why don't you show me some family photos, lady? Because you could be the last crazy one left on this whole.
Well, that would be the next philosophical dilemma. It's like, do you sacrifice the Yes. Do you sacrifice the crazy old lady with fade out technology, or do you risk that she is correct and potentially lose your crew? But anyway, we'll finish this up. But anyway, it's good though that we have discussions. It doesn't have to be agreement, and we're all just like happy the whole time.
You must all agree. You must all agree. Yeah. Obedience.
No, I mean the audience. They want fights like this where Koenig goes.
They want war and conflict like the Shadows. Yes, I don't like that. No.
Yeah.
Bad audience. Bad for you.
I mean, they seem to have you sound it much. They seem to have almost forgotten the writers. Seem to have forgotten halfway through the section what the point was. Why were they sending him out there?
Yeah.
When they come back, yes, he's got proof that there is life out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so what he was sent out there went out there to find. So what were they going to do if he did find anything?
Well, because another alternative they had was to try and populate that planet on the far side. I mean, all the ideas there are definitely things that if we are being more hardcore about science, it's like, I don't know. I mean, both those, I mean, supposedly, and it seems most likely the moon came from the Earth because of a collision that was big and basically formed it. And, havoc was wreaked upon the Earth for that. But but basically, both of these planetoids would do so much serious damage to each other that it wouldn't be funny. But they ended up just touching. But anyway, he's dancing with someone in the hallway, and then he was able to smack him down, lock his room to trap them in, and then Arra is doing her mind connection to Alan now, and now Alan is getting out of bed and he's being put to work. I mean, that's the other thing. She seems to have strong influence. Alan, at least, you don't get a sense that he was in control of his will.
He seemed like he was obsessed with Arra, and at one point he did say, "Take me with you," and I thought they were going somewhere else with this.
Your people.
Yes, why didn't I think they had certain intentions for this episode, and they didn't have an opportunity to, again, finish the story the way that they wanted to.
And if you look at the ship, the alien vessel looks like it could have been built by Earth. It's not a technology that inspires otherworldly superpowered beings. It looks like you said a pregnant giant Concorde. So the only lesson I take from this is if your problem is colliding with a giant planet, none of your solutions are going to be that great. That's really, I think.
Yeah, and I guess the time pressure was just too much, because another logical thing given the time would have been, all right, we should at least establish communications and try and talk about this, not just our one diplomat there, but, we need to open up a discourse, because it's a potentially devastating situation for both. You know what I mean? The people on the planet aren't going to do so good with the moon crashing into them. But they have fade out technology, as we know. But anyway, there we go.
Oh, Mr. Grumpy.
Yes. He's like, I want to blow something up today. And then we have our ships out there. Things are getting close. And I don't know what's going on, but there was some lady here that was up towards the front.
Yeah.
She kind of ran back, and Victor held her almost like, I know you're upset, lady, but she didn't seem like she was actually trying to do something. Just kind of ran back emotionally, and he just grabs her. I don't know. It's not like she was going to run and get the commander out or anything like that. I don't. It's weird. But anyway, there Alan is looking better. And I think he's just hanging around. But Koenig comes in and basically holds him up. Hands up. Put your hands where I can see them, and that sort of thing. And then he closes the door, but not before two of the main cast get back in. They got to get back in there. So they come back in, and everybody's all together, and he holds them hostage, saying, you're going to do nothing. And Paul wants to do something about it, but and there's some attempts. Paul's like sneaking over to it. And, well, first of all, the doctor says, look, put the gun down. I'm going to press this button right here because you want to. That's the best thing, but but Koenig kind of like turns her away. Yeah, I'd say Yeah.
Yeah, this little incident must have killed the crew's morale for months.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I mean, do they address this in any other episode?
Probably not.
No.
They just trust the captain all of a sudden.
Well,
he's
I guess
the CEO again, you know.
I don't know
no big
why
deal.
they decided to change the order. I mean, I guess it's studio people or whatever, you know, decide to change the order. And because, having episode 2, as soon as at the end of episode 1, when you're feeling like, all right, they're just launching out in space on this moon base and stuff. So episode 2 is going to give us some follow up or setup about, you know, how they're doing that, you know, how they're going to survive this trek, but it went into something else. It was just like, all right. But anyway, danger. Don't press the red button. Stimpy.
Well, I think like most studio people, they don't actually watch their shows. They don't. All they know is they're mostly self-contained episodes, so it doesn't really matter what order we show. That seems to be the studio's attitude at the time when they broadcast this. At least it was.
But Paul's thinking, you know what? I'll be dead then anyway, so might as well, you know.
Nobody likes you, Paul.
Yeah, they don't exactly make him the most likable character.
No.
I have a child that will not watch anything out of order, regardless. You know, it's sitcom. It doesn't matter how self-contained it is. He will not do anything out of order. It's funny.
So I'm thinking Alan was above them, right? He's on the second tier.
But whose order? Production order or like presentation, like when it was broadcast order?
Well, when he was little, I don't think he made much of a difference. I'm not even sure he understood, but I think typically he'll probably go out on the internet to find the order that's most recommended and follow that one, if I'm honest. I say always production order, but I'm not sure he adopts that same attitude. I think he'll go and find one that's most recommended, and that'll be his official order.
So you would say watch Star Wars from episode 3, and he would say no, start with episode 1.
No, I would say watch Star Wars and Empire, and then go find something else to do.
Yes, I agree with that.
The correct answer is watch Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and ignore everything else.
Well, this show made swappers obsessed with pressing buttons, he says. So
unlabeled buttons.
Oh yes, unlabeled buttons.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, can you just imagine if David Tennant's doctor, a newly regenerated doctor, was there? Big red button that says "Don't press." Yep. I'm going to press it.
Yes.
So anyway, Alan's on the second tier, right? He's the one.
I like the original David Tennant doctor.
Because some of the shots they showed of Alan, I wasn't sure. Is he on the upper stairs or not? But yeah, he's the one that's up there.
I think he has to be looking down. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Oh, he jumped.
So yeah, he jumps. He's the one that saves everybody from Paul. Yeah. He jumps down on him, and that's a serious jump. I mean, you could get hurt that way, and that was real. That was a human being jumping down to that floor.
Who is that jumping?
It was a stunt dude of some kind.
No, I was going to say what the character's supposed, because it's not, because Alan's on the.
I know. I thought Alan was on the floor, but then it also showed someone above that looked like Alan too, and I'm like,
yeah. I mean, if Alan's on the, I mean, I was thinking, I'm wondering if Med Bay is on the second floor, if you like, on the upper level. So that's where Alan's come up. I mean, someone else at some level jumped down, and because that's obviously a Moonbase personnel, not Alan, because whoever it is that just jumped down onto Koenig is in uniform.
Well, remember, in universe, this is only 1/6 gravity, so he'd be fine.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Oh, well, the rest of the time, they should all be skipping around Moonbase Alpha.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But you remember that part I said most of what they get in the show is wrong? Yeah, that's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they try. But anyway, let's just say that Alan was up there because that's what it certainly looked like, and that would be the motivation. I don't think anyone else was going to jump Paul. But some of the shots they showed of Alan's face earlier didn't look like he was up there, but whatever. That's what confused me. But in any case, that's what it was. It had to be. So, yeah, and then there's like a bongos playing in a tussle. Basically, they like to play bongos whenever there's a tussle, and people are like squirming and worming with each other. It got a little bit hectic there. And then they're showing pictures of that, and then all of a sudden there's that, and there's that.
Well, Alan's definitely down on the ground floor there, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he jumped down, so he's definitely down now.
Did he? I didn't see him jump. I saw someone jump on back of Koenig, but I didn't notice him jump. Sorry, I must have been.
No, someone jumped Paul, I think. Like, this photo is going to be pissed if I keep going back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be real quick here. You see this jumping thing?
Yeah, that's someone jumping Koenig.
Really?
Well, that must be Koenig because he's not in uniform. He's in his.
But he was on the floor with them. He was there holding them up.
Yeah, that must be Koenig holding them up, which means that must be someone who is that must be a Moonbase.
I was thinking the only one that could do that would be
the guy that's jumping is in uniform. He's not in squat, not in medical.
Colin is right. He's jumping Koenig.
Oh, so he's jumping Koenig. Oh, then who stopped Paul from pressing the button?
I think that was Victor by the looks of it.
Well, ultimately, it was too late to press the button. That's how it.
But during that moment, he was about to, and then I saw someone jump down, so I thought it was someone jumping him.
I see.
Yeah, but I guess it wasn't. I guess it was just they got into a free-for-all, and bongos played, and so no one was able to touch the button.
The bongo fight.
Yeah. So anyway, we are at the end now, so basically the button doesn't get pressed. And they run out of time, but there's a lot of gripping and holding. And I guess she had a last chance to maybe and just didn't. I don't know. There was just dramatic looks, and then Victor was like, yeah. And it's too late anyway. Yeah, the clock ran out because they had a timer on it. Countdown to planetary hit. And there you go. That must be a nice sized lake on that planet. That red thing over there must be a storm. I don't know. But anyway, it was looking cool.
I don't know if any of you guys have this. We had this thing over here where you'd get a tray, sort of baking tray or something, about a couple of inches deep, with water in it. You put a piece of sheet of A4 paper in it, and then you drip paint, oil paints or something on it, or swirl the water around and you just pick it up, and you made that sort of pattern. Because that's what that kind of looks like. It's swirly, painty thing, doesn't it?
It probably
was. Yes.
But yeah, that would make for a nice wall.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, she's like, okay, here we go. This is it. And then he does do that famous line, Arra, why hast thou forsaken me?
Did he say that?
No, he didn't say it that way.
No.
But basically, it's like right at the end, you're thinking, uh-oh, he did question himself. It's like, but he did say Arra, he did call out to her, like, what happened? What's going on? Because he's feeling like this is really going to crush us now. And it's like, that's when you call out to that spiritual being that you trusted and say, what's going on? But we do get a little bit of a video. So let's see.
Arra!
You don't have to strangle Victor. But anyway, that's what happens. It's that doubt right at the end. And they started shaking and everything. And so it looks like the plan's going to hit them. But then, I guess Arra must have been listening because she employed that fade-out technology again. Or perhaps it's a cloak. I don't know. But
yeah, it is a classic audio effect. It did sound a bit like the TARDIS there.
Yeah. So when they ascend to a higher plane, they don't just evolve themselves; they take their planet with them.
There was a DS9, yeah.
To do.
Moving is such a huge pain. You got to take the planet out.
Well,
can you imagine the trucks? Yeah, that would just moving is
we're giving non-corporeal. We're going to take our planet to be non-corporeal with us.
Wasn't there a TNG episode and a Deep Space Nine episode where this happened?
Well, I know that they didn't find any body when John Sheridan disappeared.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking about transmuting physical into the non-physical, you might as well take the planet.
Well, I'd say that I'd almost raise you, not quite raise you, but what I would have seen happen, Stargate, when not Apophis, the one that's half ascended. Anubis, thank you. Anubis basically Amidala ascends the entire of the people that Daniel had been living with. I'm playing fighting on the races, but they think when they blow everything up and Neil comes back and there's Scar and the others racing there, and they're not. They're actually Omen's just ascended all of them in one go and left the planet. That's what you would have thought would have expected if just the people ascended.
Mm-hmm.
But,
well, anyway, I don't think we're going to figure it out. But Planet Gone. That might as well be its new name, Planet Gone. Yeah. And they're putting out some fires there with shaving cream and everything they got. So, and this is where they have a talk at the end where he tells her, hey, if you would have been in my place, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have had you locked up. And so, yeah. So I did, that'd be the thing I'd say. Like Estefobos said earlier, I have no idea what we're supposed to take from it, although it was a pretty interesting conflict, showing that. But I guess that's the thing. It's leaving it up to you to think about it.
Yeah.
It gave us a lot to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think we're going to wrap things up tonight. I really appreciate you joining us, Colin and Istafobos. As usual, it's a real pleasure. Sorry it was a little weird of a night, but YouTube does that now and then. I'm pretty sure it was YouTube because Liza had problems earlier.
Yeah.
What's Halloween a couple of days ago? So
there it is. That's why.
Tricking and treating. Now, did I just... I put down Istafobos.
Where's Istafobos?
I thought that was my slides.
No.
So
it puts little icons down below.
What you could do is remake this episode from the point of view on the people on Moonbase Alpha. You don't see the woman, you don't see the ship. All you see is the people going out and coming back and telling the story. Then tell me how the audience feels about the decisions that are being made. So, that would be one way to do it, which is to don't show any of the weirdness. Just show the people coming back with the tales that they are telling.
That would have been a better approach.
Although,
and a more understandable approach.
Yeah, but if the audience didn't see that, the ending would have been like, woo!
I would. Yeah, it's one of those things. What you almost want to do is make it either 2 episodes or half one, but or something like that. But basically, what you do is you show both sides. So you start off, you show it from the Moonbase Alpha side, as this just said. You see the rescue, you see them come back, and all that, and then you flip back, and then you see it from Koenig's side.
Yeah, as a flashback after
As a
the
flashback.
fact.
Yeah, it's a flashback after the fact, or something similar, so that you actually see see both sides of it.
Well, yeah,
but no, that's not fair. You're only getting Koenig's words, his story. So, as the audience, you should only hear what he has to say, and not.
Yeah, but I mean,
but I'm saying they could do it after the episode. Like, well, not after the episode, but say at the end, as a flashback afterwards, so that they could see, when everything pans out, where the thing does just fade away, then you can give them that scene so that it makes more sense to them after, because it's like when it turns out that he's right and you don't show that lady and stuff.
Yes, they've done it before in other shows.
Well, maybe.
What you see is you don't see that. You see that happen, but not perhaps not Koenig flashback, but you see it goes all the way to back that, and then it goes back and says X hours earlier or whatever it is. So it makes it clear that they're not. It's not. It's actually going back and showing the same thing.
Although maybe you could leave it as is, but it would be
something.
If you take that part out with Arra and what Koenig saw, I mean, you could do it like that. But at the end, when everything turns out the way, it did, the audience would be wondering, but I don't know. And maybe it would still work, but it might be good at the end after they see the course of events to have the big reveal that, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, but I said, I mean, I've seen that a couple of times.
Well, actually, in cutting out the scenes with the captain and the alien, the whole thing would have made more sense, especially the last bit of it, where the captain's talking to the doctor. It's like, even though he's proven to be right, you didn't see anything else, and you're invested in what's happening with the crew, and so you're taking it. It would have been written in a way where you're taking the crew's side, and so what he said at the end is, goes, don't feel bad. I would have done the same thing as you if I were in your position. Made more sense. Would have made more sense. Would have had more of an impact.
Yeah.
So a re-edit could fix this.
But I mean, there are other.
I think it's a little late. All right, folks. I think we're going to call it a night. But thank you, Scott Hovind, in the chat.
Yes.
And thanks, Istafobos and Colin, for joining us this evening. Next week, we are going to see what happens. I will be receiving, I guess, some information shortly from our dear friend in the world of the swap shops.
Ooh, are we getting episode 11?
We might be getting episode 11, but I think we'll make that call somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday.
I might have to,
because if he is not able to finish it by then we'll do something else. But otherwise, if he is,
Babylon 5
will be.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I think Babylon 5 is a I think everyone loves Babylon 5.
Well,
everyone.
I mean, not only that, but the thing is that also because Babylon 5 goes on for 5 years.
Yeah.
Add more if you then add in the movies, just the movies. Most of the other things go. So, Space 1999 is 1 year. 2 if you want to do the Americanized version of events.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a second season here.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying, UFO, ditto, 1 longish season. So you can alternate those. You could literally, you could have 2 or 3 other series in turn while you're going back to Babylon,
and there might be some Buck Rogers coming. Who knows?
Oh yes, definitely.
There might be some Buck.
Yeah.
All righty. So
Lawrence,
let's say goodnight.
You have some homework to do. Scott, Flav, other people in the chat have given you homework. You need to open up memberships.
Okay. I'll open it up, but then you have some homework to do because you're going to have to help with the emojis.
Done.
But we'll just do a simple tier for emojis for our live streaming folks. I mean, that's something that can be managed, and we could even make new ones here and there and stuff. I just don't want to do things where people are paying something and I can't keep up with it. You know, I want to do
No,
things
we'll
that I
just
can
have
keep up
just
with.
one simple tier for cool emojis, and I'm always photoshopping something. So
All right,
we'll do
folks,
it.
you'll have it. So anyway, I guess we all say good night. Anything more? Anything less?
Yeah, actually, I am. I do have
It's the
something.
Phobos.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead, quick.
No,
Just make it
sorry.
quick.
No, did I interrupt? No, I said tomorrow or tonight on the my FFSI channel. Alex brought to my attention a video of Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about AI and deep fakes. And he decided he would like to talk about. We're going to talk about AI in general.
Okay.
I say sort of bouncing off of that. The implications perhaps of deep faking and how it's changed. I'm not sure exactly where he wants to go. He only dropped it on me earlier on today.
In many ways, I think deep fake is a good subtitle for Neil deGrasse Tyson's picture.
Yes, but I mean, I said this. I was mentioning it on
I've got
Rabbi
some major issues with the things that guy said.
So have I. I mean, I was so not because I used to like it, and I really enjoyed. You mentioned Cosmos earlier on. I actually really enjoyed Neil deGrasse Tyson's 2 seasons of Cosmos as well.
Oh, okay.
I did enjoy. They were really good, different in style.
Too bad they were wrong and ideologically based, and I wouldn't listen to anything that Loon says.
I'll say
otherwise, really glad you enjoyed the lies.
I mean, when they came out, looking back and thinking, okay, so sorry. Okay, nowadays, but I did enjoy. I did enjoy when they came out. But I have to say it's exactly that. But some of the points he's actually making are actually, I think, at least make you think.
They make me think that guy's fucking crazy. What the hell is he drinking?
He's talking about deep fake AIs and how how real it gets.
There are actual intelligent people that have opinions worth listening to. I don't consider Neil deGrasse Tyson one of them, and I wouldn't waste a minute of my life hearing what he has to say. Sorry.
Okay. Well. I would say that's what I meant. I was a little bit kinder in saying it, but
well, let's put it. You won't catch me driving over a bridge that he designed. Let's put it that way.
But is Colin's theme? Colin's stream. Colin, your stream is about is the problem of deep fakes and AI, and you're going to get into the blockchain technology and stuff like that.
How much that we're going to get into.
Okay.
Because Alex just dropped this on me earlier on today, but I think what he wants to talk about the idea of it, of the AI, that where AI can go, what it's doing, not necessarily any one person's ideas on it, but things like how much can be deep fake and how good is deep fake and how easy is it to spot things and that sort of thing. I think
and how and how people there's some information about how people how these platforms like platforms like YouTube are going to combat it, and some people are throwing out, we got to use the blockchain technology for. I mean, it sounds like an interesting stream.
Well, the blockchain technology and AI are like two different subjects.
And I mean for verification of people in the content. I mean, it's controversial. It's an interesting topic.
They aren't going to combat it unless it costs them money not to do so. Listen, it's just like spams and bots. They make money off of that. They're not really invested in combating it. And it'll be the same with AI and deepfakes. If it makes them money, they're not interested in combating it.
Unless there's a liability, unless it's going to cost them in lawsuits and stuff later on. Who knows?
Well, I mean, I'm not of the opinion where some are saying, okay, you need to verify yourself to prove that you're not deep fake. It's like, no, how about we ID the shit that isn't real instead of
Yeah.
IDing what is.
Yeah.
You know.
But when I don't know. We normally do a stream every month, every first Monday of the month, and I've no idea where he wants to take it. But as I said, that.
All right.
As
Well, your link is in the description, so folks, you can find that there. All righty. So I think we're going to say good night, and yes, we will proceed to the national anthem. But here's a public service announcement before we do.
And finally, here are some completely gratuitous pictures of penises to annoy the censors and to hopefully spark some sort of controversy, which it seems the only way these days to get the jaded, video-sated public off their fucking asses and back in the sodding cinema.